Brandon's here. Souls is here as well. I want to go to Giuseppe first. You were kind of calling for Raheem Sterling the other day if you weren't going after one of the bigger targets. 3 hours ago, we were live and it was stated that it was done, it was dusted, and you weren't signing anybody else. But you've now agreed personal terms. You're advancing the deal. Give us your thoughts, mate.
Yeah, today's been just a shocker for Arsenal, ain't it? The Moreno news, even the Neto news that he's cup tied, being a cup keeper and then he's cup tied. Even that's a bit of a joke. But listen, the Sterling news in isolation, I don't mind. We can't get Nico Williams. I've said it. If Nico Williams is the main guy and we're going to go for him in the summer, a stopgap signing of Sterling in isolation isn't bad, right? But the problem is, why are we not bringing in a striker? I've said that I wouldn't mind the Sterling signing if he comes alongside a striker, if he comes alongside another attacking player. Him being the solo attacking player for me is not good enough. It just shows that Arsenal haven't really look. I'm watching Tony go for like 35 million, 40 million to Saudi, and I'm just thinking, why are you not getting him? Like, I know there might be other reasons to not get him, but I'm seeing all these deals and I'm thinking, why? We haven't spent money. I can't understand. Like, this is the problem. Edu has come out and said stuff about be excited. I hate this phrase around Arsenal, this be excited thing.
Well, he didn't technically say that, but yeah.
But regardless if he did or didn't say that, if we have FFP issues or we have financial issues, then at the start of the window, come out and say, we have financial issues. We're not really going to sign this summer. Not that you lead people on, saying you want Nico Williams. So what? If Nico Williams said, yeah, I'm happy to come to Arsenal, have we got the money to sign him or not? Because if we do, that means we could have signed someone else in the attack. The thing that I find incompetent and the thing that infuriates me the most is I'm not a big fan of Fabio Vieira or Eddie Nketiah, but you're letting these guys go, Emil Smith-Rowe. You're letting these guys go, and now I'm seeing our front line, and I'm saying it looks really light. Now, all of a sudden, I'm thinking, well, if we ain't getting a striker, and that means our only striker is Jesus, Havertz, and then people are saying, but Trossard can go up front. Okay, so why did we sell Smith-Rowe? Because Smith-Rowe can play on the left. So then there is obviously a space in this team this season now for Emil Smith-Rowe. Why did we then sell him? I was happy with these sales because I was under the assumption that these sales meant players coming in to replace them. You've sold a striker in Eddie and you haven't replaced him. We've got Jesus that's already injured 2 games into the season. Yeah, now we've got, and apparently we're listening to offers right now of Reece Nelson. I know teams are interested. I don't know if we're actually going to take that. We can't. But I'm looking at our team now and I'm seeing 2 players per position up top. I'm seeing 2 players per position in our whole midfield and attack. It's not good enough, in my opinion. I think we've left ourselves short. I think we're playing a dangerous game. I think we're playing a real dangerous game. When you're facing a team like Man City, people are like, but Man City haven't got as much depth as you'd think. But Man City have won 4 Premier Leagues out of the last 4. These guys can take the risk because if they don't win a Premier League, it ain't the end of the world. If we don't win another Premier League, then it's not looking great for us. You know, so for me, I think we needed to really make a statement this summer. Yeah, definitely that. I'd argue that if you look at the 2 transfer windows, you can argue that Man City have had a better transfer window now because they bought in Savio and they've bought back Gundogan. And if you put him next to Raheem Sterling, if we sign him, and Moreno, I'd say their window's better. Okay, we bought in Calafiori. But that's, once again, that's another thing that I look at and I think, was that the right decision from Arsenal Football Club if money is an issue? Because Calafiori is a great signing, but he's not as needed as an attacker because we got Timber back this season. He's not, for me, he weren't as important as bringing in an attacking player. So if you're telling me it's a money issue, that means you've been incompetent early in the window and bought a signing that maybe should have been a later on signing in a defender. But we'll have to wait and see. But the Raheem Sterling signing's all right at this point. I feel like Arsenal fans just want anything. But I think he could be better than what people think. I think he's someone to come off the bench. Definitely, if he's on 350k, I'm just going to put that out there. He's going to have to take a big paid deduction for me to make it out to seem like a good signing. But I think he's better than Reece Nelson off the bench. So it's okay as a stopgap. But once again, I don't want to sit here and say this will maybe prove right next season if we sign Nico Williams, because I'm sick of that. I'm sick of Arsenal being this team of next season this, next season that. I've been calm this whole transfer window. I've come on here, Terry, and I've said to you, I don't know why Arsenal fans are breaking down. I'll give my opinion come the end of the transfer window, and that's when I'll give my honest thoughts. And I'm going to be honest. Right now, as of right now, the transfer window is a 2 out of 10. If we sign Raheem Sterling, maybe I can give it maybe a 4. That is the max I can even put it at if we sign Raheem Sterling, because in my opinion, we haven't got the striker that we need. And Raheem Sterling as a winger isn't what I would. If we got Nico Williams, that could have brought it up to a 7 window. But with it being Raheem Sterling, I still think it could work, but it has to be a 4. Like I'm really disappointed in Arsenal and Edu.
Yeah. Just a quick update from Sammy McBell. He says here that Arsenal are making swift progress with a loan for Raheem Sterling. Some optimism now from the Emirates that an agreement is within reach. Brandon, you're bringing in the ex-Liverpool, ex-City, ex-Chelsea attacker to complete your window. You look fuming, bruv.
Woohoo! So exciting, Tel. No, I am fuming. I'm absolutely livid with the way that this transfer window has gone. Yeah, imagine this. We finished 2 points behind Manchester City.
Sorry, breaking news. You were right, Giuseppe. Exclusive from Fabrizio. Ipswich Town are in advanced talks with Arsenal to sign Reece Nelson on loan. So that opens up the door for Raheem Sterling to come in. So he's not the Eddie Nketiah cover. He is going to be the replacement for Reece Nelson. That's just now from Fabrizio.
So he ain't even the Vieira cover.
No. Yeah, Vieira's gone as well, isn't he? Yeah.
And this is what I mean. This is this football club in a nutshell, guys. I'm sorry. I am livid with the way that this transfer window has gone. How can you finish 2 points behind Man City last season and not go out there and make a statement in this window? How can you not do that? This transfer window stinks. Absolutely stinks of everything that I thought I knew about Arsenal and Stan Kroenke in the first place. Right? We are not serious. We don't want to win things. We're happy with top 4. That's all they care about. And this squad is more than capable of finishing in the top 4 for the next 5 years. If we was a serious football club, and this isn't just Arsenal, right? This is Liverpool as well. Liverpool being a disgrace in this transfer window as well. But, if we're that serious about going out and winning stuff, we should have addressed all areas of the pitch that needed addressing, number 1. And we all said at the end of the last season that a forward, a striker was a priority, right? Now, I don't know if my eyes were deceiving me or not, right? So I did a little bit of research. I went back and I watched the games that Arsenal lost in the league last season. We lost 5 games. In 4 of them games, right, in 3 in particular, Aston Villa, Fulham and West Ham, Zinchenko was culpable for us losing them games in terms of his defending, right? We've gone out in the window, we've addressed that, we've brought in Calafiori. Fine, not a problem. However, in the first half of every single one of them games, how many opportunities did Arsenal miss? How many opportunities did Arsenal miss in the first half to go ahead and then change the game completely? If we score against West Ham in the 36 opportunities that we had in that first half, maybe it's a different game. Same for Aston Villa. Maybe it's a different game. So what I'm looking at is we need a killer up front. That's pretty much obvious. And now we're pinning our hopes on Raheem Sterling, a guy who needs 500 million chances to score. A guy also, by the way, who, once again, is a former Manchester City player. So hang on. So we're going out, we're going to buy or loan another former Man City player to try and beat Pep Guardiola to a league title. Yeah, because that makes sense, doesn't it? And that's really working out for us really well, isn't it? Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko have, they've come in, they've elevated us, and we're winning trophies now that they're here. Do me a favour, will you? Yeah? All because Arsenal are going out now, doing this panic buy crap. Oh, Sterling's available. Let's go get him. Doesn't make the transfer window any better. Yeah? Raheem Sterling, what can I say? He's a better option off the bench than Eddie Nketiah and Reece Nelson. Yeah, he will cause problems out wide. Is he the killer in front of goal that Arsenal need? No.
I get that. Yeah.
You know, midfield. Let's go to midfield now, because this is just typical Arsenal all over as well. We signed Mikel Merino. He's fractured his shoulder in training today. First training session, he's out injured already. Typical Arsenal. Typical Arsenal, right?
Can I just say on that, you have to blame Matt, who used to be on the football terrace, because he laughed out loud and started mocking Man United when Lenny Yoro got injured. And I remember saying to him in the group chat at the time, "You are tempting fate there, my brother." That's why, for me, whether people believe in karma, fate, or being punished by a separate entity, that's why I don't ever laugh at another club's misfortune, because I feel like you bring that heat on yourself. But sorry, mate, back to you.
No, we got it all wrong, Tel. You know, the priority should have been a forward in this transfer window. I'm sorry. You know, I get it. We went out, we addressed the defensive situation with Zinchenko, you know, but we already had Timber there to come back anyway. So Calafiori was never a priority signing. For some reason, this football club seems to think he is. I'm not being funny, right? I don't want to, because people think that I'm always on the case of the manager, and I am on the case of the manager, and I definitely am going to be on the case of the manager this season because he has to win a trophy, right? But in my opinion, the board, the owners, and the hierarchy are the ones that have let him down in this transfer window, right? Mikel Arteta has bled everything out of them players that he can possibly bleed out of them players. We finished 2 points behind all singing, all dancing Manchester City that have won, you know, up until last season, 3 Premier League titles in a row, right? Nobody can get near them apart from Liverpool, you know, back when they signed Van Dijk and all that about 4 or 5 years ago, right? You've got to back him in this window. You've got to go out there and go 150 mil. But again, we're hearing the excuses, Tel, and this is what annoys me more than anything with Arsenal, and this is why I say I know what Arsenal Football Club is now. I know that we are just happy with top 4 and that's it, right? Because every single time that Arsenal are supposed to go out there and throw the kitchen sink at it, we're too busy, balancing the books every fucking time, bro. Yeah. Remember that year that Arsenal could have won the league title and we went out and signed Petr Cech, and only Petr Cech? Yeah. This reminds me of that. You know, once again, we're doing the same thing. Why? Because they're not interested in winning. They don't care about winning. This transfer window has been a disgrace. There should be P45s for every single one of the hierarchy members, including Edu, right? And banners should be back out, in my opinion, about the Cronkies, because they've let Mikel Arteta down. They've let him down massively. They've let the fans down as well. Yeah, the fans being the main thing in this football club, but also the fans let themselves down. Yeah, the fans let themselves down every year. Why? Because they gas up all these players all the time. You know, no doubt all them Arsenal fans that were out on Twitter earlier, you know, all the toxic positive ones that were giving it all this window's been a disgrace. We sign Raheem Sterling now before the 11 o'clock deadline. They'll be back out on Twitter again giving it all what a signing. Oh, we're going to win the league. Do me a fucking favour, will you? Wake up, yeah? Wake up, smell the coffee, smell the roses. Manchester City will win the Premier League title once again, very comfortably, yeah? Because Arsenal haven't done enough. No other team in this league has done enough. And again, we're the poster boys for all this financial fair play, PSR rubbish. If it was an actual thing, this PSR and that, explain to me how Man United have gone out and spent 100 million plus. Explain to me how Chelsea have gone and done 100 million plus again. Explain to me how Brighton.
Well, I can tell you, I mean, I can tell you why. I can't talk for Arsenal's finances without looking into it a little bit more. However, Man United bring in £200 to £300 million a year more than you, so that's there. Chelsea have sold hotels, assets, and they're spreading their costs over like 8-year periods. And Brighton are spending this much because I think they've sold about £400 million of players in the last 2 years. However, where I agree with you is I still feel like you have. I agree with you. You haven't done enough. I think Calafiori and Marino are good signings. It is a freak that he's broken his shoulder in the first training session. There's a freak accident, and I kind of get that with the signing of Raheem Sterling, all happening on the same day, it's going to annoy people. If he'd have gone on international duty, fallen over and broken his shoulder, it's an accident, right? But I do, and I don't even think Raheem Sterling in isolation is a bad squad player to bring in. But what I think is wrong from your board, and I don't think this would have been Arteta's choice, is they should have made an almost a groundbreaking offer this week to try and sign Nico Williams, a groundbreaking offer to try and bring in a Yorkeres or whoever it may be, because they are available. And I would be, you are this close to getting ahead of City. I would be disappointed in that if my club didn't do it. If in 3 years' time, Man United build a squad that's this close to winning, and we go into a summer and go, look, we need another good goal scorer and a couple of other players. If we end up doing nothing, I do get the frustration with that. I really, really do. I do get where you're coming from.